All right, well, we've got everything color sanded, freshly taped off the windows, and we're getting ready to close up shop here and tack rag it, get all the dust and stuff off from it. And we have the pearl all mixed up in the clear. And I've been in contact with the company, talking to them, and we've decided that you can reduce. We're using the Magic clear coat high gloss lacquer. You can reduce this up to 15%, and they recommend that you use the Magic reducer and onto it. And so we've done that. We didn't reduce it. We reduced it with 80 milliliters for a quart, and we're going to try that and see how that works. And but we're getting ready to close everything up here and get ready to do our clear coat. And see how she comes out. We're going to put one coat of pearl, wait for that to flash, and then we will put one full strength coat of clear over the pearl coat, and that'll be good. So we'll have and we'll see what that happens, see how it comes out. All right, here's the first coat of clear. This has the pearl in it, and we of course you had to have a different formulation on our paint, and I wasn't able to give it a chance to really to test it. And I'm using HVLP guns, which I've never used before, and I'm very old school. And so we ended up, we do have a couple of runs. We got one run, a poly run right there. If this was straight clear, you'd never see that. That's a poly run. And we have another one here. This one will be hidden. There's a mirror that goes here. So that one will be hidden. And we have one more here. It's basically, you know, where you shoot your pillar, you come across with your hood and then come across here. So you're painting this area 3 times, so you got to be extra careful. And whether I hesitated or, you know, in my transition, who knows, but those are the only runs. I say only, those are the runs. Everything else seemed to come out okay, and onto it. It's very fresh. So, and you're going to see every single flaw that I have in the bodywork. I already previously, and I wasn't going to mess with it. There's a tiny dent on the other side that somehow or another got by every single thing that I messed with this body. And I'm just having to see a little bit of a sag right there in the poly. That's another case where you're painting here and you have to transition to go around. So you have to be very careful on these corners. This is the first vehicle that I have painted personally since I closed my body shop, and that was 30 years ago. So I guess if you really want to rationalize anything, I guess that's the way I could rationalize it, is that it using new guns, new paint, a new formulation for the pearl, and that's what sometimes happens. And but right there is the other little tiny dent. You see it? Yeah, it's kind of hard to put it. You got to put it in the light, and then you can see it. That's another one of those dents. You probably won't see it once the mirror is on. Right now you're looking at straight at the body, and there's nothing to detract your eye from. Once door handles, windows are open, mirrors are on, all of that stuff, you won't notice half the things that I just pointed out and onto it. So there's the first coat. We got to wait for this to finish flashing, and we will put one more coat of clear on, full strength, and we'll be done. Alright, well, we got the plastic here is all back on. It's all glued fast in the spots that it's supposed to be. We got the wiring ready to go there, and we started painting our trim. This is one of the arm piece trim there, and what I do with these, this is the panel that goes on that side, and you can see the color of it. And what we make sure that we clean it really well. Then we use a Scotch-Brite scuff pad, and we scuff the whole thing, get it clean. Then we take the grease and surface cleaner, and that takes off any Armor All or oil off from it. Once we do that, then we use it's a plastic adhesion promoter. This is from Magic. We spray 2 coats on, one light coat and then one heavy, and let it set for 15 minutes. And this is the color, the type of paint that we're using, a Duplicolor. It's vinyl and fabric. And once we do all that, and we've already done one, so here's the end result, and that we've already painted and clean painted and installed it. So she's really ready to go. We've got to do that same thing to the dash. To pull these dashes out, you pull the entire dash out to change these. I do have one that's the right color, but I don't think I'm going to go to the extent of pulling this entire dash out just to change it. I think I can scuff this and paint it in place, and just be done with it, and go with it from there. And of course we have to do the headliner. I can replace the visors. We can do that. We have to dye the back seat. We have to do that panel over there yet, and the side panels, the 2 side panels, and the carpet. So we'll be doing that, you know, as time goes on, and do the headliner, of course, like I said. That will probably be removed and changed or painted and then replaced. So we're getting there. We're moving along. And this is things are getting tighter and tighter as we put gaskets on, and starting to look like a truck again. And we have the battery charger on because we have light, doors open and stuff like that. But we got the nose together. We'll have to replace these at some point because they're so discolored and stuff. But it's getting there. All right, guys, we're nearing the end of the project here as far as the body work goes. We've got the flares on, we've got our rims painted, I've got the rain guards on. We repainted the toolbox. It was an aluminum one. We installed the rear bumper here yesterday. We still have to put the pearl and the clear on the tailgate, and there's a cap that goes over this here and a ring that goes around the handle. Still have to do that yet. We have to put our pearl and clear coat on the bug deflector. There's still some improvements that we're going to do to it later. We're going to replace the light setup. They have some nicer lights now for these, and maybe we'll go with a projector or LED. We also need to open up the bottoms and put the fog lamps, the stock style fog lamps down below. Same thing, they make an LED fog lamp for that. So we'll probably do that. We'll video that if we do them, or when we do them. There's some mechanical stuff that we still have to do onto it. It's hard to imagine looking at it now that it has 300,000 miles onto it. So with 300,000 miles, it still it has issues that any 300,000 mile truck would have. Even though I've owned the shop, you know, and we maintained it pretty good. These are famous for the exhaust manifold bolts breaking, and right now we have two broken on the passenger side rear of the exhaust manifold, so we have an exhaust leak. So we got to fix that. We put two U-joints into it, one in the rear of the front drive shaft and one in the rear of the rear drive shaft. And so that's done. We put a new spring and spring hanger on the passenger side. That's done. We still need to work on the inside of the box. Right now I have put the bed liner, the plastic bed liner that was the factory bed liner, back into it, and the rubber mat that I always have on the floor to keep things from sliding. The bed liners are great for protecting the bed, but they're awful slippery. Then inside, we need to finish doing the inside. We have already painted the door panels here. We need to paint the dashboard yet. We need to do the headliner up here, and we need to do the back seat area. And once that's done, then the inside will look more like it's supposed to. Doors all shut good. We've got that all taken care of. So here we are. We'll probably do some more update videos at a later date when we do some more work onto it, or if we do any upgrades to whatever. It's also my plow truck, so we'll be putting a plow onto it here shortly. This is middle of September right now, so upstate New York we'll be getting snow. So then we'll change the tires and rims and put the factory rims and studded snows onto it, and it'll become a work truck. One of the things that we're thinking about doing, I've done metal work and stuff, is we might possibly build our own bed liner or tonneau cover, but it's going to be inside of the rails, and it'll be metal, and instead of canvas or plastic. And I don't know, that's in the thought process now. We'll think about doing that. So that's something that we may do in the future. All right.